Greetings to all. Schönen guten Tag zu meine Leute. Ich weiß, manche werden denken, was für eine Klamotten oder muslimische Hut ich habe. Das ist keine muslimische Hut, das ist afrikanische Hut aus North Nigeria. So, greetings my people. So, the heutige Thema ist, ich werde auf Deutsch reden und auf English. So, I will be speaking in English and also in German. Actually, men looking at the video or the pictures that I'm projecting here, you will be able to figure out where I'm going to. The issue is Syria. My question is it about to boil over? The war in Syria, because this planet Earth belongs to me and belongs to other people around the world. It belongs to the politicians and the ordinary civilians on the street. Today, or since yesterday or 3 days ago, or since, let's say, since last month, a lot of fake news are flying around, a lot of lies about chemical weapons and allegations, fake news, jumping all over the news. Yeah, I'm even ashamed that most of the Western countries, the advanced news agencies are still messing up, pushing the world towards conflict, pushing the world towards war. If our people or the people of the world will be able to figure out how come the First World War and what caused the Second World War, and the history keeps on repeating itself. Whenever America finds itself in a tight corner, whenever the economy of United States is in tight corner or about to collapse, they will try to draw the world into war and create anarchy so that the economic of the whole world will float to US, because the investors or the business people will think that the war may break out in Europe or that part of Africa, but before the war will reach US, the war have already ended. So they see US as their safe harbor. So America keep on manipulating all those things so that the world economy will float back to US. But today, the world is growing more than it has grown before. To the extent India, China, Brazil, South Africa, Nigeria, all these countries are now growing economically. And growing economically is a very big threat to the Western world, even including to United States, because the hegemony, the dictatorship to dictate to the world on what to do is evaporating. That power of controlling the planet is no longer working. Now, what are they using? They are now using the same people that they have been telling us they are bad. You know, before we do hear about freedom fighters all over the world. Today, there is no longer freedom fighters. There are terrorists. They have converted the name of these freedom fighters to become terrorists. And America, since Second World War, they have been experimenting with this Wahhabism of a thing to manipulate and control the world, and to use proxies to be able to deter or destroy whatever they cannot go openly to destroy. Now, who is fooling who? Today is Syria. Yesterday was Libya. Look at Libya. Even though Nigeria take part in voting in military action against Libya, South Africa didn't vote, but Nigeria voted, and other African countries supported it. Today, the problem in Libya is now spreading all over Africa, and Africa can no longer correct or handle the issue. Why did Nigeria did that? That is another question, because they are following their masters that are beating the drum, that is the United States. They bomb one of the developing, well-advanced country that is taking care of their citizens with harmony, that is Libya. They bomb hell out of that country. Now, that country is in big mess. Where is the Western world? Where is United States? Where is all those countries that threw in their bomb to destroy that entire? Where is Sarkozy? Where is the Prime Minister of England? Those that promised Libya to give them democracy and give them rule of law. Now, slave trade have been re-established in Libya, and everybody is looking away. Nobody cares to go back to put things to normal. And these useless leaders of the world keeps on following United States and other part of the Western world. Even I'm really, really upset because of the German government. German government is my government. I pray, and if I am in position to advise them, they should stand the way Austrian government is standing in Europe. Every lies that comes from England, they will draw German along. Every lies that come from US, they will draw German along. German should play a neutral ground. German is one of the countries that respect human rights and know the value of human being. They should not allow these people to tarnish the image of Germans. Now they have been putting sanctions on Russia. How many countries are doing business with Russia? In Europe, Germany is the largest country that does business with Russia. But due to the sanction, fake news sanction that they are giving to Russia, German, as for today, the latest sanction that America placed on Russia, Germany is losing almost 126 billion euros in business. And Chinese government are taking over the German position in Russia. Who is the foolish idiot? America is not even consuming those things that they are blocking the Germans not to sell in Russia. Those things are dumped in this country, creating more unemployment for the German people, bringing more headache to the government of Germany. And these guys are playing along. Today is the fake news of chemical attack in Syria. France, this young guy, I thought that may bring a different idea in European politics, is now dancing to the tune of these oligarchs, those old men that still carry the Cold War ideology along. Joining US that we will bomb the chemical infrastructure of Syria. Which chemical infrastructure? Syria handed over their chemical weapon since 2014, which everybody watched live on air. And the same Arab people are training terrorists on how to manufacture chemical weapons. Tomorrow, we will be suffering this thing in European countries. After them practicing and perfecting themselves in Syria, they will come back to Europe. All of them are European citizens, carrying European passports. They will come back and they will start gassing us in this country. I hope that the Europeans will wake up and come back to their senses. You are trying to fight Russia in that place. I'll pray to God that you should counter Russia in that country so that you will know your stand in international community. You call yourself international bodies. You are not international bodies. How many countries form the world? So this trade chicken change in Europe or Western world, America, France, and UK, you are not international body. You are dictators in international community, dictating yourself into the lives of all the whole planet Earth, terrorizing the world with your fake news and lie, manipulation. Thank God there is internet today that reveals all these lies and manipulation. I will pray to God, God Almighty, please open the door for these people to confront Russia in Syria. Fight that war. Fight that war that have been looming, that you have been pressing, pushing Russia around, and this guy Putin is playing cool. I want you to confront these people. America, you call yourself the most strongest military on planet. Why are you drawing Europe into your war? Why don't you go it alone? If I am the strongest man on planet, I will confront whatever that comes my way directly without involving others. If you are the strongest military on planet, creating military base all over the world, pushing yourself into Africa this time around, why don't you? Russia doesn't have those military installations around the world. Why don't you confront Russia directly without involving other Western world, the so-called superpower? And the man ruling the United States today that doesn't even think before he utters a word. You will now use smart bomb to bomb Russians. Go and bomb Russians. Let me see how your ships will leave that coastal area of Syria. Let me see those countries you are drawing around. Do you know what? All these countries in Western world, especially from the Baltic states, that are claiming that they are members of NATO today, but NATO is allowing you to join them so that they will use your territory to target Russia. I will tell you people on this program, sorry, because it is your territory that they will demolish. And one thing I will promise you is this: America will never ever repay whatever they destroy in your country. Because you signed into that treaty. Nobody pushed you into that treaty. You signed it. So if any war bursts out, I will promise you one thing, that United States will never ever defend you. Oh, wait. They will never ever defend you and sacrifice New York to Russians in the name of defending the so-called allies. You have to wake up. And if you read that treaty very, very well, they say that for them to come for your rescue, or this so-called attack on one is attack on all, they will still reveal it if it's something that will benefit them. Then they will come. If it won't benefit them, they will use diplomatic way to try. But your country has been destroyed, and Russia will destroy your territory, and nobody will repay it. And this ally of a thing, if you read the history of First World War, this same thing is the same allied. Before you know it, this allied of a thing is what keeps on causing this havoc on this planet. Second World War, America is telling you they are the ones that destroy Hitler. They are the ones that the people that win Second World War are the Russians, that sacrifice over 60-something millions of their people's life. They liberated their country. They liberated all the whole Baltic states. They liberated Poland. They liberated all those from Yugoslavia until Berlin. America came in only to France and to Germany. The rest was liberated by Russia. And today, they are telling you they are the savior of this planet, creating havoc and trying to cause war on this world. Maybe it's to sell their weapon, but this poker you are playing today may run out of rail, and before you know it, you go into real confrontation with Russia, and then the world will know your full capability. Do you know what? All the whole world powers keeps on thinking Russians are weak today. Now is the best time to attack Russia. Go and read their history. From the empire from France tried it. The world begged Russia to leave France, and Russia pulled out of France. The second person is Hitler, that sees Russia that is weak, is the best time to attack Russia. They attacked Russia. The world begged Russia to pull out of Germany, and they did. Now, the strongest one today is United States. I quote you, and I quote you again. Russia looks weak in your eyes. Go and attack Russia. And I will quote you that Russia will occupy territories and they will never ever pull out. So think it very, very well. They have been playing good boy, good guys for the world peace to reign, and you are claiming the strongest, you are building the largest technology, you are whatever. They will blind you and they will destroy whatever, and any territory they capture, they will never ever give it up. That's the issue now. So going to Syria, trying to bomb Syria, trying to using your NATO ally to intimidate Russia, I don't think that these guys are afraid of those things again. Putin made it clear on the State Duma or the statement he made earlier this year. He said, you'd never listen to them because of their breakthrough on their technical advancement on military level. You should listen to them now. And this guy, I have been monitoring Putin since I started seeing his movement. This guy doesn't bluff. When he said it, he meant it. And when they tell you that any bomb you send into Syria today, they will intercept it and destroy any platform where that bombs are coming out, they mean business. Look at Syria. Does Syria worth you confronting Russia? You may be thinking about all your NATO allies. Most of your NATO allies are going to fight for their independent United States. You fight Japan out of Asia. Did you give Asian people that freedom that you promised them at the end of the day? After you fight Japan out, didn't you occupy those areas? Till date, did you relinquish those territories to the owners of the land? Did you leave that territory to show the world that you are fighting for the peace of the people? Rather, you push out an empire and you occupy it. And so-called America win Japan during the Second World War. The world win Japan. United States alone couldn't even fight Japanese. Nigerian military men, old people today, abandoned military men that helped US to fight Japanese. They are there. Last time I published their videos where they are mentioning from Philippines to other parts of Japan territories where they followed US to battle. Today, it is US that win the war. Can you fight? Why do you keep on pulling the world to go and fight with you? If you can fight, leave the world alone and confront it by yourself. If anyone wants to join you, then they can willingly join you. Not if you are either you are against us or you are with us. This statement. But thank God that China is rising economically and Petro Yuan is already in market and it will never pull back. The world will have now options whether they will keep on following you. And I know because of all these things is something that is antagonizing the US, that Russia is helping China to subdue. You started the war against Russia. Russia is an European country, not even Asia. Russia is European. They think the same way other European countries think. They have every mechanism as other European world did. If you try to push them around, they will cripple you. They know how to cripple you. They keep quiet, keep on monitoring, studying how you operate. Today, you are pulling the world to go and start war in Syria. I will pray, I said it again, I pray to God, you should not withdraw. Go ahead and attack Russians on that territory. This history, today is 11th of April 2018. The world, you can never wash it out the way the war started. You can no longer use your Hollywood to brainwash the people who started the war. Because you, today will be the day that the world will know that during Second World War, America is the one selling fuel and jet fuels to Hitler. During that war, Hitler was flying, America was selling their goods to Hitler. Ford was building equipment, military and civilian vehicles for Hitler during that war. IBM is in Germany operating with Hitler. A lot of American companies were working with Hitler. But the same America is also the one that come and liberate the world. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful news. All they want is to occupy the planet, to dictate to become the next Roman Empire on planet. But you started very late. It will no longer work. The world are now growing too fast, and you can no longer press them together again for them to remain quiet. And now they are becoming more independent to the extent America is now threatening them. Either you support us on UN resolution, or the aid we are giving to you will be cut out. Cut that aid so that the people will be free and fight for their own life. Because that your aid is what is destroying those countries, especially African countries. Look at Ghana. China is coming to Africa with investment. America sent in their foreign minister to go and tell Africa that China want to colonize them with investment. Did you get that? China want to colonize Africa with investment. But America tried to push itself in to build a military base in Ghana. China is coming with investment, but America is coming with bullet, silver bullet. Is bullet what the Ghanaian people are going to eat? Is bullet going to develop Ghana to be like first world? No. It is investment. It's money. And if you don't have that money, you better get out. Occupying all parts of Africa gradually. I hope that Nigeria will resist and will not allow you to build any military base in their territory. And Germans should wake up. Wake up. Look the way Austria behaves. Be neutral in Europe affairs. Not that you should keep off, but be neutral. Before you utter a word, make sure that you have investigated and have a very 110% proof of what happened. Look at this kindergarten game in UK. Military grade of NEF agent, military agent of Novichok. Military grade that could even danger the life of 500 civilians in that territory. Only affected 2 or 3 people. And all of them, none of them died. Without antidote, they survived. And now they want to move them to US. And German rushed and joined these people to expel Russian diplomats. Today, all of them are ashamed. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Rushing into fast decision. And now it's lie. Why don't you be independent? Investigate the issue. Look into the matter very, very well before you will expel a diplomat. If I will be Russia, after proving that all these things are fake, if I will be Russia, I will close all the British diplomatic mission in Russia. Let them get out and start negotiating again. So that before they will continue this fake news, they will think it 5-6 times before they will put step into that. I don't see the need we cooperating while you keep on blackmailing me. You got to pull out that your gold that you are giving to me, hold it, go your way. Let me go my way and do my things. But Putin is not a man that takes such a decision. He likes to give room for negotiation. We know that we are very, very well. And Russia has every right to operate like a country, like an independent country on this planet. Intimidating them, pushing them around, we are watching. The same news that you are telling us about Hitler, the same fake news that are flying around, how Germans are Nazi. Every American, every British will tell you Nazi German, all the Germans are Nazi. But I will tell you, German is the best place you can live and have your peace. Very powerful, loving people. If you come in, you integrate, you learn their language, and you will see that German will protect you. They have value for human being, not Britain that are using their people to test their chemical weapons. No, United States, where their police are hunting black people as if they are hunting animals in African jungle. Have slave trade expired? I don't think so. Because they are trying to enslave the entire planet today. And the blacks in US are still under captivity. Police will shoot and now ask questions. A child will bring out telephone to answer his parents and they will get him killed. And the world just keep quiet. Nobody's talking. Everybody just keep calm. Israel is using live ammunition on Palestinians that are demonstrating in those territories. Nobody want to talk. But there were two weeks demonstration in Iran, and the United States called on UN Security Council for the world to go for humanitarian bombing in Iran. Who is going to rescue the Palestinian people? Are they the laboratory rat that the US and Israel will be using to test their new weapons, to test their snipers if they can snipe very well on the life of these children? You are rallying around to bomb Syria, that children's lives were at stake in Syria. But Israel, we are killing the children in Palestine. Palestine, are they not human beings? Palestine is one of the oldest human land on planet, more than the United States and Britain. That land, Palestine and Israel, all of them have the right to exist. Not when somebody throw you stone, you shoot him bullet. Not when somebody curse you, you locked 3 years old child was locked in US. 3 years old Palestinian child was arrested 3 years. Imagine the cycle of these people. The same thing happened in South Africa before. Who cares? They are the Palestinians. Even though the Egyptians, Even though the Saudi Arabia prince that want to pay for the war in Syria, you have enough money. But don't be surprised that your oil field will be crippled. You know that those weapons that America is selling to you couldn't even intercept ordinary local-made missile from Yemen. Talk less of when advanced Russian weapon comes to your oil field. You will be crippled and you won't have money to finance for the Syria war again. Sending in terrorists all over the world, terrorizing from Boko Haram to all over the planet. The same Saudi Arabia are the ones spreading all those things. But the current prince of Saudi Arabia made it clear that Western world pressed Saudi Arabia to spread Wahhabism all over the world, so that they will see the room to tell you that terrorists are operating in Nigeria and they are killing the civilians. We should come and bomb Nigeria to bring peace into Nigeria. All is in the name of oil. In Syria today, America is building their base where the Syrian oil field is. Now tell me, why that war? It's only oil. The same oil. The same oil. Bombing that country into to Stone Age only because you want to control the oil. Go to Iraq. The same Kurdistan, the area where the oil of Iraq is where America is trying to build a de facto government so that they will be able to control their oil. If you go to Libya, this same oil, they build their military where the Libyan oil is only to control the oil of the world. What is going on? And if Russia doesn't stand their ground on Syria, Russia, I'm sorry, you will lose all the whole hope the little countries are having on you. But if you stand your ground, I will tell you, a lot of little countries will defect from US and come under your control, so that we'll be able to project for the freedom of the planet. I know that Russia is the only country on this world pushing. Germans should also do so, but Germans are still under occupation. After Italy, the largest American military in Europe is in Germany. And those military, they're having heavy effect on German politics. Yes. And now, Americans are giving sanctions without caring about the people of Germany, about the jobs in Germany. They don't care. They want to cripple the economy of Europeans so that the money will float back to US. Is that a fair game? It's not a fair game. If we are allies, we should not target each other. Germans and Americans are claiming to be NATO and allies. But Volkswagen received the largest penalty on planet. They said so-called gas emission or vehicles that are polluting the air in US, and Volkswagen pay from their anus. But we call ourselves allies. Do you want to tell me that American companies are not also breaking the laws of German and German let them go? Oh, no. If I will get into German politics, I will put things right. And I will tell you, I am proud to be a German, and I will fight to stand and protect the interests of Germans wherever it goes in. So, pressing the world to get into war, calling allies to come together to fight in Syria, I pray and I call Germans to distance themselves on that issue, rather take diplomacy. Because Russians are not joking. They will destroy all the infrastructures. All our development today will go back to Stone Age. Millions of lives will be lost. The world will go back to, the only person that will gain it is US. So any business that you are calling me to join you that will not benefit me, what is the need for me to join into it? Distance yourself from all these British manipulation lies. British and US are the one manipulating the world into. I thought that France before we are independent nation, but today we can see that nobody is free in Europe under the umbrella of US. The only people that are independent is Russia and China. Even they are now intruding themselves into India. The same India that the whole Western world rally behind Pakistan. They wanted to destroy India during the India-Pakistan war. It is the Soviet Union that rushed to the help of India. Today, all of them are rushing to India to make gains. But if at all Soviet Union did not intervene, India will be like Nigeria today, because they will bomb hell out of India to protect that Islamic nation of Pakistan. I keep on asking myself, is Islam now more superior to Christianity? Because this Western world, America is drawing the whole world to protect Islam wherever they operate. And they persecute the Christians wherever they find them. Nobody cares about the Christians again. We are lost. So they want to tell us, if you want to be safe on this world, you should join Saudi Wahhabism. But I rebuke it. God will never allow such a thing to happen. In Jesus' name, it will never happen. Yes. They kick out the Nigerian president, who is a Christian and working very hard to become independent and grow the economy of Nigeria. They put in that Muslim Wahhabism into Nigerian government, and that man crippled the economy of Nigeria. Boko Haram and the cattle herdsmen are slaughtering the lives of every person in Nigeria. Did you hear that in BBC? Nor in any Western world media? That these guys are wiping out entire village. They are all Muslims. Their lives are being protected. Why? I don't know why you asked this question. How do you mean, Collins? What I'm telling you is sentiment is also inside, and proof is also there. You know, the Western world, the Americans are protecting the interests of money from the Wahhabism, the Wahhabist kingdom. What is again? That's it. So if you have any other thing, we may talk. I just want to make this video to be short. God bless you.